Elon Musk is the new owner of Twitter, and for weeks we have been speculating and carrying reports about the changes that he could possibly make. One of the biggest questions is who will be the next CEO of Twitter, and now it looks like Elon Musk himself is set to be the new Twitter CEO, but only temporarily. Musk had already talked about his dissatisfaction with Twitter's management, so it was likely that he would sack the management. Currently, Parag Agrawal is the CEO of Twitter, but his exit will not come as a complete shocker. He will receive a $42 million package if sacked. The Indian origin CEO of Twitter took over from Jack Dorsey in November 2021, and he has his exit route well defined according to the company's policies. Agrawal earlier told employees last month that the future of Twitter is uncertain under Elon Musk. Twitter's legal head is reportedly also in the chopping blocks. Indian-American Vijaya Gadde is Twitter's top legal aide. She is said to have spearheaded the account suspension of Donald Trump, a move that has been widely criticized by Elon Musk. She is one of the highest paid executives at Twitter. If she is fired by Elon Musk, she will get a $12.5 million package. Musk has already secured over $7 billion funding from the investors. This includes Oracle's co-founder Larry Ellison and Sequoia Capital. Saudi Prince Al-Walid bin Talal also agreed to roll his $1.89 billion stake into the deal rather than cashing out. This even as the Saudi Arabian investor had initially opposed the buyout. With his Twitter takeover, Musk is now in charge of one of the world's biggest social media giants. Currently, Elon Musk is worth over $270 billion, which makes him the richest man in the world. But there are already companies that Musk owns or has founded. This includes the likes of Tesla, SpaceX, the Boring Company, Neuralink, and others. He is also the CEO at Tesla, so it is unlikely that he will continue to be the CEO of Twitter in the long term. With us live on the broadcast is Remy Bourgeois from Paris. He is a technology expert at the French Institute for International and Strategic Affairs. Thanks very much for being here with us. There has been a lot of speculation over what Elon Musk being at the helm would mean for Twitter's users, the employees. Now that he is going to be the temporary CEO, what is your assessment of the reports that have come in so far? What kind of changes do you anticipate?
Well, his public stance has really focused on the issue of free speech. He wants to really put that back at the center of Twitter's organization. But there are lots of other issues also that he has mentioned. Actually, it seems he really aims to upend Twitter's entire business model. Nowadays, at the moment, Twitter is relying almost exclusively on advertisement on its platform and from selling data for advertisement. And he wants to go towards a subscription-based model, which is, of course, extremely different. And there are lots of issues in terms of moderation, the way opinions are handled, and the critical issue of bots which have invaded Twitter. He wants really to tackle all those critical issues. And of course, he also really has to make this whole business model profitable in the end, because well, this deal was very expensive, and he funded it with more than half with bank loans, about $25 billion. So he has somehow put his own fortune at risk in that deal. So it's a huge challenge. So both in terms really of reorienting Twitter, really according to his vision of what free speech should be on the internet, but also making it profitable. And there could be a bit of a gap between those two aims.
Right, since you brought up free speech, Musk is a self-proclaimed free speech absolutist. But what would that mean for Twitter, especially at a time when tech giants are already facing severe criticism for not being able to strike the right balance?
One thing really particular is how Twitter relies on a kind of anonymity, or what they call pseudonymity. Elon Musk wants to give more room for free speech, but on the other side, he really makes it clear that this anonymity is an issue. He might require people to register with their own identity, or at least with their phone number, something that would make them much more accountable for what they say on Twitter. So that would be a very big change, and that would also make it easier to limit the presence of bots, which is really plaguing the platform now.
Right, as per reports, Musk will continue to hold talks with the existing shareholders of Twitter, including the company's former chief, Jack Dorsey, to contribute shares to this proposed acquisition. Parag Agarwal already told employees that the future of Twitter looks uncertain. Let's talk about what lies ahead for the key faces here, Jack Dorsey and Parag Agarwal. What do you make of that?
It seems Elon Musk really wants to be in control, so he might be the CEO just on a temporary basis. But really, he's defining his vision, both in terms of the philosophical approach to such a social media, and in terms of the business model, of course. And then really, people has to follow his lead, his stance. And there's clearly a financial side to it. He wants to. He borrowed a lot of money, and he brought in a very wide array of investors. So he really has to be credible at the same time. It's not just his vision. It's not a fantasy, so to speak. But really, he's defining a new vision which has to be acceptable for investors and banks. But people within the company or in surroundings really have to, I think, I mean, that's what he expects to follow his this vision he's defining at the moment, or to leave.
Right. Elon Musk is regarded as a disruptor. Would we expect him to run Twitter in a way similar to his other ventures?
Elon Musk is a visionary industrialist. I mean, there's no doubt about that. But he also has a problematic approach to public expression, and the way he uses media hypes, and in particular social media hype. And now he's embarking really in that very specific industry, which he has been somehow using, or you could say manipulating for years, with very contradictory comments about financial as well as technological issues, creating a lot of confusion all these years for observers and for investors and all kinds of stakeholders. So clearly, I mean, there's some cause for worry here, and I think he'll have really to present a clear path and giving some assurances, not only in terms of Twitter's new business model, but also the way he will handle the company, his communication.
Leaving it there for the moment, Remy, thanks very much for joining us on the broadcast and sharing those perspectives. WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.